All right, let's go to the phones. We're calling from a 210 area code. Who's this?
Yeah, Sam. It's John from San Antonio.
Hey,
Good
John.
afternoon.
How are you? Did you note yesterday that I
good.
made my prediction about Clinton and Trump?
Yeah, I did note that. It was a really good analysis of how conservative talk radio is still leading Republican voters to losses on the presidential level. But I'm not sure about how poorly the Republicans will do down ballot. The numbers are right now, if you look at state by state, it's Clinton 389 electoral votes, Trump at 149. The counter to that, and Michael just spoke about this, was, if you look at Kasich versus Clinton, Kasich was at 325, Clinton at 213. So, it's really more of a rejection of Trump and also of Cruz, the extremist wing of the party. It's not a rejection of essentially trickle-down economics or, the basic, Republican, I guess you could, I know there's really aren't many moderate Republicans, but in the minds of independent voters who are, fairly low information, they do make that distinction.
All right,
and
but
so,
here's John. So let me just assess what you're saying. You're saying that the rejection of Trump is going to be very Trump specific, and therefore you don't think it's going to have the problem down ballot. And here's why I think you're wrong. Because one, just data shows that people just tend to vote down ticket. They just tend to vote like straight ballot, tend to, in general. And then A, and B, what you're going to have is things like we played this ad, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and we have a sound from John McCain admitting that it was working. It was an ad against John McCain. And it was, Donald Trump says this, Donald Trump says that, Donald Trump is a horrible person. And John McCain says this, I will support the nominee. And that's the ad, okay? And that is where it becomes problematic, because it is very difficult. If you are running particularly in a statewide race, right? Or even congressionally, if you distance yourself from the top of the ticket, okay, you're alienating part of your voters. If you embrace the top of the ticket in this instance, particularly if you're John McCain, let's listen. I want you to listen to John McCain, okay? He was at a fundraiser. What is this, a hot mic situation? He's at a fundraiser in Arizona. Mike catches him saying this.
I take my primary opponent lightly. I'm working hard to make sure we win there, but have no doubt that if it is Donald Trump at the top of the ticket here in Arizona, with over 30% of the vote being Hispanic vote, I have no doubt that this may be the race of my life. People are angry, they're upset, they feel that there's this disconnect, and all of that. And frankly, there's an element of nativism in it as well, as you know. The first wedge that Donald Trump had that gave him notoriety was build a wall, rapists, murderers, etc. So, and if you have friends of yours or you listen to or watch Hispanic media in the state and in the country, you will see that it is all anti-Trump. It is the Hispanic community is aroused and angry in a way that I've never seen in 30 years. And so this is going to be a tough campaign for me.
All right, so that's not a hot mic, but it's a clandestine recording, it sounds like. And there he is. That's how Trump will hurt John McCain, for example. He is 30% of his electorate is Latino, and they are going to come out and they're going to vote against Trump. and they're going to see an ad that says John McCain's supporting Donald Trump, and they're going to say, you're going to go down too, buddy. And the other issue is that not only are they going to vote against him, they're going to come out in a way that they didn't come out before. So the idea with Trump is not just that you're going to have people who are going to vote against all the Republicans because Trump is their nominee. It's that people are going to come out who would normally vote against Republicans. They're more likely to come out now because of a Donald Trump. So it's both an activation of voters who would normally vote against Republicans, and it is also sort of like a burning tire around the necks of the down ticket candidates. I mean, because look, we've seen this structurally, right? Off-year elections are very bad for Democratic candidates because their constituency just isn't motivated to come out except for during presidential elections. And that's just the reality of it. Conservative voters are much more reliable to come out because, they have this Masada complex. Like, we've got to go vote because the gay Muslim, gun grabber, are coming, and we're all going to have to get married, to a same sex. We're all going to have to be involved.
You're conflating a lot of things there, but it's basically true.
We're going to have to get involved in a same sex marriage officiated by an imam.
I mean, look, my position is if I'm going to say that you can't have me banned from your lunch counter because I'm black, how can you then possibly say that I don't have the right to have sex with you? I mean, Professor Block outlined it himself.
So John,
Allahu Akbar.
That's why I anticipate that, and why people anticipate, and why John McCain anticipates that Trump is going to hurt the down ballot tickets. I don't know if he'll hurt the local comptroller who's running, but he's going to hurt Republican Senate tally, and I think congressional tally as well.
Okay, basically, I want to agree with you just from an activist point of view, okay? And I think that strategy is also a very effective strategy. In fact, the ads that Kilpatrick has been running, and Kilpatrick has been very effective, and now we have, I believe this guy's name is Connor Eldridge in Arkansas, who's running an ad against John Boozman.
Right.
That Hayes played on his show last night and was all over MSNBC yesterday. Let me give you a counterpoint. Some of the things before those ads started running, Kilpatrick was already only down by 1 point. There have been 2 polls since, and the last one they were tied. And so what I'm seeing is, despite the fact that his numbers have gone down, drastically. I mean, it's going to be a wipeout. I don't see that with the Senate candidates. Now,
lagging indicators. We haven't even started that campaign.
Yeah, I mean,
yet. That hasn't even started yet.
I mean,
it's early.
That's true. But I mean, I'm just saying that, people are already seeing how awful Trump is. And also, the Koch brothers, they're going to put all their money into these down ballot races. They know Trump can't win. And I also think that people are going to run away from Trump. I mean, McConnell talked about this 2 months ago. They're just going to give up on Trump, and they're going to disassociate from him. And it's not. I think that's going to come. I don't see it as we get closer and those numbers continue. They want to keep the House. They want to keep the Senate.
I think they'll keep the House. I think they'll keep the House. And I think they'll keep the House. And yes, the Koch brothers are going to drop a tremendous amount of money into state races in a way that they wouldn't before. But nevertheless, a lot of that money was earmarked there anyways. And I just think that the value I don't think that the Democrats are going to take the House. I think there's going to be losses for Republicans. I think this money's going to mitigate them. I mean, in the absence of that money, though, dude, I mean, sometimes money just can't do the election. It just can't make you win. And I got two words to prove it to you: Jeb and Bush. And there's money can do some stuff, definitely, but there's going to be a lot of Democratic money too that you're going to see be poured in to these areas, and I think you're going to see a strategy by the Clinton campaign or the Sanders campaign, whichever one it is, that is going to be aware of the fact that, like, hey, we have an opportunity to have a Democratic Senate. That's going to be huge for whoever the Democratic president is. And they're going to alter their campaign strategy. You're going to see, I predict that you're going to see whoever is the Democratic nominee travel to places that you wouldn't otherwise see them travel to. You're going to see them travel to states that otherwise were not necessarily Democratic pickups. In the past, you're going to see them go to red states or states that we thought were red states. And you're going to see them go to blue states that they wouldn't normally go to because they're going in there to work on the Senate campaign. I think you're going to see a really different type of campaign. I hope, anyways. I mean, hopefully these people are smart enough to see this, see this opportunity. But I got to jump, John, and I'm sure that if I am wrong in all of this, you will remind me, and that is why you're one of my favorite callers. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you, Sam.
Hi, I'm Sam Seder, and this is an Ann Coulter doll.
You should not be immigrating here. Yeah. Stay in your country and hate us.
For smart progressive talk and a little bit of this and even a little bit of that.
Mission accomplished.
Subscribe to our podcast, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and like us on Facebook to get some of our best video clips.